A high school student named Junta Shiraishi suffers from being overlooked. Unzen Sensei, the teacher, wants to hand over the papers but does not notice the guy. Classmates are also genuinely surprised by the guy's presence, but immediately lose sight of him. Junta is sad because he wanted to enjoy his youth. However, there is a person who notices him. Nagisa Kubo, his classmate, is a very cute girl with purple hair. The girl sees that the guy is looking on the internet about invisibility and takes pictures of him. The guy asks to delete the photo, but the girl refuses. She asks how much he is invisible. What happens if he gets up in the middle of the lesson? He replies that it will definitely be noticed, so he will not do it. The girl is blackmailing with a photo. At first, he gradually sits higher, and after he stands up to his full height, he begins to fool around. However, the teacher notices him and asks him to sit at his desk, attracting the attention of others. After the lessons, the girl asks about the resentment against her. Although he almost burned with shame, he says that everything is fine. She suggests repeating this and says that he has become the main character. He responds by saying that then she is the main villain. The girl sulks and says that she is not his enemy, but his heroine, and offers to repeat these words. The guy refuses to say that. She sulks at him again and touches his face, and then leaves. After lessons, Kubo, along with his friends Tamo, Tara, and Heizuki Kyudo, go home. Tamo is happy that she saw Junta twice today. She thinks it brings good luck. The girls also compare the guy to mythical creatures. Heizuki says that one of his classmates has not seen Junta for half a year. Tamo says that in junior high, she thought he was skipping classes. Junta returns home, where his mom, Yashi Shiraishi, is cooking dinner. He comes into the room thinking that he is not the main character after all, but everyone has a reason to live. For example, he has this manga reading and it suits him. The next day at school, Kubo shows discontent. She hints that it happened in the morning. He remembers that, as usual, he bought lunch at the store where, as usual, he was not immediately noticed. He went to school and saw Kubo greeting him and decided that it was not for him and went further into the classroom. She says the guy is going to be punished. She remembers that sometimes they sat on the guy because they didn't notice him. She sits on his lap and tells him not to make any noise. The obviously pleased girl says that no one sees them. She gets up and tells him to greet people from now on. After asking the reason for her resentment, she whispers that it is a secret. It instantly evaporates from this. He wants to find out the reason for the bullying from the girl. She tells him that if she tells him, the fun will be gone. Later, she asks the reason for the guy's approach to the teacher after the lesson. He answers to make sure that he was present at the lesson. He adds that he was never asked in class. She offers to try to answer in class today, but the guy refuses. At the lesson, the girl stretches out her hand, saying that she does not know the answer, but suggests that Junta answer. The guy panics because he doesn't know the answer, but the girl tells him. He thanks her and he asks her to help her next time. Suddenly a girl is asked and the guy helps her. After the lesson, she offers to exchange contacts, but her friends distract him and he leaves. Later at home, he remembers that a new game is coming out and the next day he accidentally sees Kubo in the park. He says that he went to get the game, but napkins were distributed on the way. He tried to get attention, but he only got the napkins when he asked. She is interested in the game, but the guy says that he completely forgot about the game because of the napkins. The girl decides to take a picture of the guy as she notices that the focus is not working. She takes a selfie and the camera recognizes it. She again offers to exchange contacts so that she can transfer the photo and also offers to go for a walk. They did it, and in the evening he received a photo and an offer to go for a walk. He thinks she's doing it out of politeness, but she agrees anyway. At this time, the girl is very happy about this, which her sister Akina Kubo notices. After lunch, Junta tries not to fall asleep. He realizes that if he falls asleep, no one will notice except Kubo. At this time, the girl herself fell asleep in class. Then, with severe shortness of breath, he goes after physical education. His running partner does not see him in the crowd and therefore has to shout, and it takes a lot of effort. He sees the girl and moves away from her. He says that he sweated after physical exertion and now smells bad. The girl, on the contrary, starts sniffing it and says that she doesn't care about the smell. This guy is even more worried. The girl is unhappy with his behavior and runs away somewhere. The guy thinks that the girl, even when she sweats, she smells good and her hair tied in a ponytail looks very cute. She brings him wet wipes so that the guy doesn't worry anymore. It bothers the guy that the girl is watching him and she says that now they smell the same. The guy shivers and is rescued by the girl's friends who called her. While the girl was changing, her friend asked for napkins, but the girl refused to share. Later, she used them, inhaling the fragrance. Later, Junta remembered that a new chapter of the manga was coming out today. He went to the store, where the door did not respond to the guy. The girl saw it and decided to help. He was surprised by the presence of the girl, and then told why he came here, sparkling with happiness. The girl was interested and wanted to take the first volume, but it was not available. She offers to borrow a volume from him and asks him to bring it to school. Realizing that they are in one direction, they reach his house and the guy takes out the books. She clarifies what time he leaves the house, as it is not far from her house, but they have never crossed paths. She gets up early the next day. After washing and dressing, she can't decide on her hairstyle. She also uses her sister's hairspray. At breakfast, Akina noticed that the girl got up early, as well as the fact that she used her spray. She begins to make fun of Kubo, wishing him success with the boy. The girl is waiting for the guy to supposedly accidentally meet him. They reach the shop, where they are met by the girl's friends. Junta is in a hurry to leave their company. Despite the morning, the guy decides that his day is going on as usual because they continue to ignore him. On the way home, he was doused from a puddle and was glad that no one had seen him like this, except Kubo. She walks him home and advises him to take a shower as soon as possible. He's trying to get home, but he doesn't have a key. Mom won't be back for 2 hours. The girl offers to go to her, to which he agrees. There's a little embarrassment with the laundry basket, but he says he didn't see anything. While he is washing, she brings him a gym uniform. He thanks her and goes home and blushes on the way, remembering what he saw. The next day, he returns her clothes and thanks her for her help. She is interested in his height and stands one step higher. She says it's the perfect height difference for lovers. She comes back down and says she likes it much better with this difference. After the exams, the guy hurries to leave. He is assigned to play with Junta Shiraishi's younger brother. A girl finds him and then she meets his younger brother. He asks to buy him a drink, which the girl does. Next, Junta asks the girl to drink and then Junta. She teases him that he is too shy to drink because of an indirect kiss. Later, Junta enjoys reading manga in a warm room and remembers that he needs to buy a magazine at a bookstore. He waits a long time for other buyers to disperse in order to take the right one. When the counter was empty, he noticed an interesting magazine that he wanted to return back, although he also wanted to look at it. Akina, who works there, came up to him and said that he was too small for such magazines. He explained that it was a misunderstanding, but the girl did not believe him. He was surprised that the girl noticed him, and then he saw the badge. He took the magazine he needed and decided that he would no longer go to this bookstore. The girl finds the guy's ID and realizes that he is studying with her sister. In the evening, she brings it to Kubo and asks him to return it to the owner. She also says that the guy is a fan of interesting magazines. Kubo is shocked by this information. The next day, the girl gives Junta his ID, saying that his sister found him and asks about magazines. He starts to make excuses, but the girl does not listen to him and runs away. But later she recalls the offer to meet and go for a walk. She sets it for Saturday, Christmas Eve. He comes in advance and for half an hour and freezes. She also arrives 10 minutes in advance. He lies to her that he just came up, but the girl checks his hands and gets the truth. She hands him a gift and sends him to get a gift for her. The guy runs through the mall, but does not know what to give the girl. Enough time passes and the girl freezes. The girl is delighted with his gift. She also realizes that her gift is worse, a gift in the form of a t-shirt with the inscription "The Main Character." However, the guy assures that he was not expecting a gift, so he is glad anyway. The girl gets angry and he corrects himself by saying that he likes it. In the morning, Junta is surprised by how Seda constantly watches anime and repeats the transformation movements. Mom says that he also watched a lot of anime as a child. She asks to go for a walk with her brother and then she will cook burgers for lunch, which the guy is happy about. Going outside, Junta sees that his brother continues to repeat the movements as in the anime. After looking around, he decides to show how to do it right. After repeating this one more time, Kubo takes it on video and together with Seda asks to repeat the movements. Later, Junta thought that despite the wrong length of socks, no one saw it. While the girls were discussing Valentine's Day, the guy noticed that Kubo looked different, but he couldn't figure out what exactly. She asks for help to hang up the printout. He stands on his toes, but realizes that she will laugh at him because of his socks and takes a chair. She asks you not to worry about socks. He also realized that she looked different because of the tights. She was glad to hear that he noticed a change in her. She asks about drinks from the vending machine. When she hears the confirmation, she offers to go together. She asks for advice on which drink to take. He thinks that together with Seda, he would take 2 drinks with different flavors and drink them equally. The girl offers the same thing and he replies that he does not want to drink, believing that she is mocking him again. She asks to be by her side if something goes wrong. He tells her what to tell the cashier and she successfully pours tea. On the way, she asks to try his bun and takes a bite. The guy is surprised by her action. She says goodbye to him and the guy continues to think about what happened until his food falls to the floor. Valentine's Day Eve. The guy considers it an ordinary day since he is not given anything. However, this time he finds a gift in his desk but believes that someone made a mistake. But he gets a glimmer of reason and assumes it was Kubo. He wants to ask, but doesn't dare. She asks the guy if he has ever been given sweets for a holiday, and also indicates that he has something under his desk. The girl says that this is exactly for him, and she knows that the man has invested a lot in making sweets, so the guy has to eat. He seriously asks who it was, but the girl just leaves. The day before, she bought the ingredients and started cooking, but the first experience was unsuccessful. Akina decides to help her and she reluctantly agrees. Nagisa gets crooked livers, but her sister tries them. She encouraged Nagisa by saying that her liver tasted better because she added love. She prepared bags for her friends and for Junta, putting the perfect cookies. In the evening, the guy did not know who gave the cookies, but he ate them anyway. At lunch, he remembers where he dined last time. Because of the good weather, he decides to have lunch outside, where no one will see him. However, Nagisa is happy to say that she has finally found him. She offers to have lunch together and sits down next to him. She also admires his food and he offers to try it, to which she of course agrees. She hands him a piece of omelet to treat him, but he snatches it out of his hands. He does the same thing, but the girl eats from his hands, which makes the guy embarrassed. She asks him to try her omelet, which he really liked. He is surprised that the girl cooks so well. In her own way, she agrees to cook him more food if he wants it that way. They share what their favorite food is and that's where lunch ends. Later, the friends ask Nagisa if she is in love. Tamo shares a deplorable experience, but switches back to Nagisa since the girl has no experience at all. They describe falling in love as constantly thinking only about this person and all that kind of stuff. The girl admits that she is in love with Junta. Her friends are upset that the girl's choice fell on such an inconspicuous guy, but she shuts their mouths. She says the girls don't know him and they shouldn't say bad things. Tamo apologizes and they reconcile. Eizuki asks about the guy's strengths, but the girl replies that it's personal. They tease her that she is possessive, but Nagisa denies it. She is asked to imagine that the guy will start talking to other girls and begin to be touched by the girl's reaction. The next day, the guy decides to come to class early, but to his surprise, the girl comes earlier. She shares with him that she also wanted to come first. He notices that she has headphones and she offers to listen to music together, but she doesn't care about the guy's refusal. She puts on his earpiece and sits down next to him. After listening to the song, he gives the earphone back, but the girl offers to listen more. She asks to turn on the music from his phone. The guy makes excuses that he doesn't have good songs, so they're mostly from anime or games that she doesn't know. The girl doesn't care about it and she still makes the guy turn it on. One of the songs was related to a manga he borrowed. He said that a manga movie will be released. Later, the girl started watching anime, which surprised her sister. At this time, the guy remembered that White Day was coming soon. He went to the store to buy a return gift. Ironically, when he falls, he is noticed. He saw a set of sweets at the employee's place, which he decided to purchase. While at school, he could only give sweets. He decided to talk to Nagisa, who was surprised that the guy spoke first. He took her away and asked her to give her a gift. She agreed to pass it on and added that she likes sweets. He asked about the donor. The girl said her name and then added a question, would he be happy if it was her? The guy repeated the question, but the girl only replied that it was his own fault since he still did not understand. At school, Tama asks Nagisa where Junta is to pray for good luck, although the guy is literally 2 steps away. Nagisa replies that she hasn't seen him today and Tama runs off to look for him. The guy gets upset because he thought that the girl always sees him and remembers that she saw him. The girl says that his hair is not combed and he would be ashamed if someone saw it. The guy goes to comb his hair and the girl sits down at his desk, touched by his appearance. Later, the guy notices that he tries not to lose things as they are difficult to return due to invisibility. But such problems still happen. He dropped the handkerchief and a little girl returned it to him. He noticed that he was being recognized more often. Akina approaches them and remembers about the magazines, which scares the girl. She asks about his ID and it dawns on him that the bookstore clerk is Nagisa's sister. Akina introduces him to his cousin Saki Kubo. She adds that Saki is a copy of Nagisa and shows her a photo with short hair from high school, which she then sends to the guy. Saki asks him if she will become as cute as her sister. He agrees, clearly confused by the question. Then they return home, telling that they met Junta. Noticing that Nagisa beamed at the mention of the guy, Akina suggests inviting him to visit. At that time, at dinner, Junta was warned that exams were coming soon and if he got bad grades, he would be banned from watching anime. Therefore, the guy decides to start preparing, but he does not understand anything at all. Nagisa comes to him to return the book and notices that he is preparing and offers to help. She runs off to get her glasses to pretend to be his teacher. He imagines how she will mock him for not knowing the material, but video games are at stake. He says he has problems with the assignment. The girl replies that then he has problems with other tasks, offering to figure it out from the very beginning. Seeing his puzzlement, she teases him for having a bad opinion of her. After studying, he realizes that she is an excellent teacher. She offers to work out again the next day and says goodbye to him, returning the glasses back to the owner. He finds himself thinking that he wants the next day to come. However, his plans are ruined by a sudden cold. It's the first time he won't come to school, although no one will notice except Nagisa. At this time, she wanted to write to the guy and ask about his well-being, as well as offer to visit him, but did not dare. After lessons, she says goodbye to her friends and sits down in the guy's place, thinking what to write to him. She decides to ask if he will come tomorrow. He tells her that he probably does. His younger brother runs into his room, who accidentally sends a sticker saying I miss him. The girl is insanely happy about the message, but the guy says that this is the younger brother. She sends a sticker saying that she is sad without him, also referring to the younger ones. She decides to go home, checking every incoming message. A cold wind blows over her. The next day, the guy arrives late for class. He is going to wait for the beginning of the second lesson, as the girl will pay attention to him. A girl comes out of the office, who is glad that the guy is at school. She says she's shivering and she's going to the infirmary. She also advises the guy to go to class soon, as there is a test going on. Instead of evaluating, the guy decides to escort the girl as he sees how her legs are giving way. She leans on him and they reach the place. There was no one inside and the guy put the girl down. She takes his hand and thanks him for his help. She is also glad that his hand is cool and therefore likes to hold it. He says she is very warm, but the girl is already asleep. A nurse comes and takes care of the girl. Leaving, the guy feels a strange feeling, as if he is the main character. Later, Junta reflects that thanks to Nagisa, she was not deprived of games, and despite the dreary weather, he feels good. Speaking to Nagisa, he thanks for the help with the exams. She offers to work out more if necessary. They remember that the end of their studies is coming soon and they may not get into the same class. After school, they're going home when it's raining outside and the guy doesn't have an umbrella. She offers to go together under her umbrella and at the same time check if the guy will be noticed. He did not agree and she gave him the umbrella. He can't do that and catches up with her. On the way, he feels embarrassed by what is happening, although the girl calls it an experiment. He realizes that they look like a couple and suggests walking down a deserted street. The girl gets upset because they didn't meet anyone on the way and asks if he did it on purpose and suggests walking like this again. Akina sees them on the way. The guy comes home and mom notices only one wet shoulder and asks about the umbrella. He replies that it doesn't matter. The girl also comes home and her sister says that their cousin will visit them on Saturday. On a day off, Junta notices Saki with heavy bags. He offers to help carry it. She refuses for the sake, as Nagisa will praise her for her work. The guy says he can carry it home and say that she carried it alone. He picks up the bags and feels that they are even heavier than he thought. She says that she will cook and Nagisa will help her with this. However, the girl is upset that she could not buy sake. He writes about the availability of Nagisa products. At this time, Nagisa is worried because her cousin should have already returned. She runs to look for her and receives a message from a guy, to which she replies that everything is there. At this time, Saki asks how close he is with her sister. He replies that they are just classmates. Saki assumes that the guy doesn't know her sister's name. At this time, a girl joins them and Saki talks about her assumption. The guy is forced to pronounce her name, as he usually calls her by her last name. But Saki forgot his name and Nagisa reminded him, after which they said goodbye. Saki considers the guy a liar, seeing how the two behave from the meeting. The pollen period begins and the guy's allergic reaction is activated. He is beginning to be noticed more often. During a boring lesson, the guy decides to disassemble the pen and loses the spring. The girl's puzzled gaze drills into him. He says he can't put the pen together now, but he can live without it. Just the teacher offers to check the homework and asks to take the red pens, which is why Junta is desperate. Nagisa gives him her cute pen, saying that it will end soon and adds not to disassemble it. She says she has a new one and asks him to use the donated pen until the ink runs out. She is touched by the fact that now they have the same handles. Later, she clarifies that the pen can be replaced with a cartridge. In the evening, the guys discuss the last day as classmates. The girls are going to get together, and the guy just leaves. They have a good time in the evening. Tamao boasts that she failed just one exam. Nagisa praises her, and then Hazuki joins in. They remember that they can go to different classes and are sad that they will not be able to see each other often. The girls ask Nagisa if she will miss Junta, but she evades the answer. Later, Tamao occupies the entire bed and the girls go to sleep together on the floor. Nagisa says she took second place in the estimates. Hazuki praises her and they fall asleep. Tamao wakes up and lies down with the girls, dreaming that they would get into the same class. Mom sends Junta to the store and his younger brother follows him. He asks to buy something delicious on the way, but they refuse him. At this time, the Kubo family is discussing tomorrow's picnic and going to the grocery store, offering Nagisa to help with the cooking. The girl does not cook well, so she is not eager to do it. At the store, Nagisa notices a guy with his brother and goes to them. The others follow her, realizing that she has seen something interesting. Nagisa greets the boys, admiring Junta for what a good big brother he is. Saki skeptically repeats after her and she is introduced to Seda, who admires the beauty of the girl and begins to feel shy. He gives his favorite stone as a sign of friendship. At this time, Akina watches from the side at the younger ones, touching their communication. She suggests that we all go on a picnic together. Saki is not particularly happy because of the new admirer, and Akina again offers Nagisa to help them with cooking. Later, Nagisa starts cooking in advance as she wants to cook the guy's favorite dish. However, the girl has problems even with peeling onions and Saki comes to her rescue. The girl unsuccessfully cuts the onion and Saki offers to cook everything for her. Nagisa is very upset about this, but believes that her cousin is right. Akina does not like this situation and suggests giving the girl another try. She adds that people learn from mistakes and gain experience, and experience is invaluable. Nagisa says it's really important for her to cook a dish on her own. The girls start cooking and everything goes well. Akina understands why her sister is trying so hard. Later, they all meet in the park. They find a picnic spot and start eating. Nagisa treats the guy to his favorite food. Akina leaned heavily on hot drinks, talking about two lovers. She went on to say that he could not call her sister yet and suggested calling her by her first name. The girl got very angry about this and left under the pretext of buying food. Junta and Seda go after her and the guy asks for forgiveness. The girl apologizes for her behavior and says that he is not to blame for anything. The girl is flattered that he thought about her and did not want to quarrel with her. Seda offers to join hands. The girl likes the idea. The guy is embarrassed that he thought about the wrong thing. They go to eat together, discussing the next school year. The new academic year begins. The guy doesn't see any changes either on the way to school or in the store exactly the same as his. He finds his class and then looks for his place on the blackboard. Nagisa tells him that he is sitting near the window like the main character. The class had changed, but she found it anyway. Tamo and Heizuki are also in their class, which they are happy about. The guy decides not to distract the girls and goes to his desk. A girl wrapped in a curtain approaches him and offers to find her place. She gives hints that he has already looked at it, as well as a pencil case with a rabbit on the desk. He quietly replies that her place is next to him. The girl throws a curtain over them, confirming the correct answer. She says they'll stay like this until the end of graduation. After school, Nagisa and her friends celebrate being in the same class. Tamo asks which class Junta is in and is surprised since she didn't notice him in class. Heizuki says Nagisa has a feel for the guy, so she notices him. After returning home, the girl is asked about the first day of the school year. The girl replies that her friends and Junta are in her class. Akina thinks it's cute. The next day, the distribution of the members of the student committees takes place. Nagisa is interested in where the guy will go. He replies that he doesn't care. She remembers that last year he was on the environmental committee and took care of the flower beds. He is surprised that she is attentive, but the girl explains that the flower beds, which no one cares for, have become a miracle. He admits that it is difficult to take care of flowers, but he really likes the result. At this time, Unzen Sensei is just looking for guys who want to join the environmental committee. Everyone refuses, which breaks his heart because he is the curator. Nagisa stretches out her hand and offers her candidacy. The teacher is happy about this and adds that the work is hard and another guy is needed in the team. Nagisa says Junta wants it too. She whispers to the guy that he didn't care where he signed up anyway. The girl says that she does not understand flowers, so he will be her senpai. Later, at recess, they discuss that Nagisa is a beauty and Junta joined only because of her. They are interrupted by a guy with yellow eyes named Yumasudo. He says that Junta was engaged in flowers last year. Nagisa teases Junta, saying that the guy is glad that someone noticed him. Later, their lesson takes place in the laboratory. The guy notices that Yuma makes a mistake and can't find the eraser. At that time, he had 5 of them. He would like to share, but does not know how to do it. A girl helps him in this. Yuma is surprised by the guy's oddities. He admits that he has wanted to talk to him for a long time. The fact is that he had problems with the flower beds and he wanted to get advice. However, he was constantly told that the guy had not been seen. Later, Junta tells the girl that the new friend is pretty good and he's the only one he's talked to besides her. The girl runs away, touched by this. On the street, a guy chooses a drink and wants to try a new soda. But the girl scares him and he confuses the button. She asks what his youth tastes like. After a little thought, he replies that it is like ordinary water. She suggests thinking that in this case he can become anyone. These words inspired the guy. They begin to discuss their busy school life. The girl lists that this requires friends to go to events. Junta says that with each enumeration, such a life seems unattainable for him, adding that he has no friends. The girl asks about herself and gets angry. He apologizes and asks about the possibility of considering her a friend. She says they're already friends. The guy blossoms, saying it's wonderful. Later at recess, Nagisa offers to play peekaboo. The guy agrees and, not knowing the rules, begins to make her laugh. She clarifies that the loser is the one who looks away, not laughs. She uses a dishonest trick and says it's the first time they haven't looked away for so long. It embarrasses the guy and he loses. The girl declares herself the winner and says that now he must fulfill the wish. He clarifies that she just made it up. She tells him to say hello to her first the next day. He is puzzled that he has assignments, not understanding why the girl needs it. Later, the guy wanted to enjoy the spring air, but instead he got covered in chalk. He removes most of the chalk from himself in the sink in the hallway. The girl comes too close and says that there is still chalk on it. She whispers in his ear to keep him still and brushes the chalk from his hair. She admires the fact that he has thick hair and offers to touch her own. He hesitantly takes a lock of hair and is secretly surprised by its silkiness. She asks him about hairstyles. He replies that they are anything, as long as they look good. But she did not lose her head and asked what hairstyles would suit her. He replies that the ponytail hairstyle will suit her. After that, he goes to the toilet to make sure that there is no chalk left on it. The girl is gathering her hair at this time and thinks to come tomorrow with a ponytail. After the lessons, Unzen Sensei says that there will be a medical examination tomorrow. The guys start discussing it and the girl says that the guy has grown up. He is surprised that the girl noticed, since only relatives notice the difference. She says she's grown up too, but the guy's not thinking about height. She suggests comparing their height again. She runs her finger down his back to make the guy stop slouching. She puts him against the wall, adjusting his head. She puts a ruler on top and asks me to hold it. She takes his place and looks at him from the outside. This makes him feel embarrassed and runs away from the girl. Already on the street, he notices that he has taken her ruler. The girl walks down the wall, very confused by how close the guy was to her. The next day comes. He greets the girl first and gives her the ruler. Before the medical examination, the guy notices that his form has become less large for him. The girl sees this and repeats his thoughts. He asks to borrow his Olympian to continue to determine their height difference. She puts on an Olympic jacket and drowns in it. He looks her up and down and turns his gaze away. The next moment, she disappears as she runs away for a medical checkup, promising to return the Olympian later. At the gym, she is standing in line with her friends. The girls notice that the Olympian is too big on Nagisa. The girl lies that this is her sister's Olympian. Tamo believed Hazuki seems suspicious. The other girls are discussing the fact that one of them is wearing her boyfriend's Olympic shirt, which smells like him or his house. Nagisa's interest takes over and she also decides to smell the Olympian. Later, Akina notices Nagisa reading her magazine, marveling at how fast time flies and that her sister is becoming an adult. A little later, Junta is looking for something on the street. He is tickled by Akina, asking what he is doing. He explains that today is Seida's first time going to the store on her own, but he's worried and wants to follow up. The whole road passes without incident and Seida reaches the store, buys eggs and returns. Akina congratulates Seida and tells how she was worried about Nagisa too. However, everything did not go so smoothly and on the way the girl fell, breaking her eggs. She calmed her down by stroking her head. She added that Nagisa likes to be stroked on the head and if she cries, now the guy knows how to calm her down. Back at home, Akina talks about Seida's successful trip to the store and recalls how Nagisa did it. The girl starts sulking, saying that she is a different person now. Akina starts stroking her head and asking if she is sure. She also asks if it would be more pleasant for her if someone else did it. The girl starts to get confused and Akina asks who she introduced instead of her. A little later, the guy is happy that the manga movie is finally coming out. The girl barely attracts attention to herself and asks what happened. He talks about the movie, but he is sure that the girl is not interested in it. But she asks if this is the same movie he's already talked about. She says she liked the manga and bought all the volumes. She suggests going to the cinema together. Later, he waits for her at the appointed time. The girl comes in a cute outfit with a ponytail. She asks if he likes his hairstyle and gets confirmation. They get on a train with a lot of people on it. She asks him to hold onto his bag for safety, despite the offer to switch places. At the next stop, so many people came in that the guys were swept away by the stream to the door. The guy was holding on with all his might so as not to run over the girl. She was worried about his condition, but he assured her that everything was fine. On the way, 3 guys roll up to the girl, not noticing the guy. He makes himself felt and the guys are scared of the unexpected. They ask about the relationship of the 2 of them. He mumbles something uncertainly, but the girl clearly says that they are dating. At first they don't believe, but then they can't resist their innocent love and run away, wishing them luck. The girl thanks him for standing up for her because she was so scared. Junta admits that she was scared too and reminds that she is still holding her hand. They buy tickets, but there are only separate ones left. He wants to suggest waiting for the next session, but then they return home late and hesitates. But she offers this option herself. She says that this way they will stay together longer and lists where they can go. She adds that there is no point if they sit separately. Besides, he would have to walk her home if it was too late. He says he was going to do it anyway. The first thing they do is go to a cafe, watching a couple in love. She offers to order the same one, but the guy stops the joke. He opens me up and wants to get himself a coffee. The girl says it's so adult and wants to take it too. She says that everyone thinks she's too small for coffee and the guy suggests that she take juice in such a case. She gets mad at the guy, saying she'll take the coffee anyway. When the order arrived, he offered to go to her for cream and sugar for coffee, but the girl refused because she wanted to drink the same as the guy. He drinks and so does she, but she doesn't like the taste at all. She takes his cup, but the taste doesn't change. He tries to go for cream and sugar again, but she asks that she wants to drink the same as him. However, the guy still leaves and brings 2 sets. They enjoy the taste of coffee with milk and sugar together. He admits that this is how he usually drinks coffee. After they go shopping, buying toys and stationery, as well as looking at clothes, they rush to the session. After watching the movie, they agree that it was great. The girl says that during the viewing, the guy showed a lot of emotions when he usually has a stony face. He says that smiling alone will look strange, so he hides his emotions. She replies that she sees through what he's hiding anyway. Then he escorts her home. She thanks him for the day and asks his opinion. He says he liked it too. She makes him promise that they will go out again. On the way home, the guy wonders how the girl can see through all his emotions. A typical morning for Junta. No one notices him except Nagisa. After the lessons, she says that she took psychological tests and offers to take it to him. He says he doesn't believe in horoscopes and other such things, but agrees. The girl asks him to imagine that he is shouting and asks what exactly he is shouting. He assumes that he will shout "Hore." The girl explains that this is what he will shout in time of danger. Next, she offers to present flowers and asks for their number. He replies that he is alone. She explains that there will be so many relationships in his life. The guy has mixed feelings. On the one hand, the joy that he will have a relationship, and on the other hand, that if he breaks up, he will not have a relationship anymore. She suggests that we take some of the tests that can be found on the internet together. You need to imagine the kittens in the room and tell them how many there are. He replies that there are 2 of them, and the girl says that she introduced a dozen. The value is how many children you want to have. Both are shocked. The girl says that the test is complete nonsense. She says she urgently needs to run home and thinks how ashamed she was right now. In the evening, she sees Akina pouring herself coffee. She asks me to pour it for her too, since she drank it on the last walk. Akina recalls that then the girl chose her outfit for a long time and could not do her hair, and she agreed to the offer of help. Nagisa asked how she looked. It was very important to her. Akina replied that the girl was the sweetest in the world. Akina says that before the girl was so small, followed her everywhere and tried to imitate her, but now she becomes an independent person every time. Nagisa replies that she is still trying to imitate her. She wanted to try the coffee because her sister loves it. She thanks for the coffee and runs off to her room. Akina screams that it's her coffee, but smiles at the fact that her sister starts to tease her. Junta has a birthday and he imagines how a cake will be waiting for him at home. Because of this, his stomach rumbles for the whole class, which draws attention to himself. The girl laughs at this and gives a chocolate bar. Congratulations are written on the package. She wishes him a happy birthday and he asks where from. She reminds me that she had his ID. She gives him another chocolate bar since he didn't eat the first one. On the chocolate bar it was written to look under the desk. Looking there, he finds a bag. There was a toy in it. The girl says it looks like him, so she decided to buy it. The guy thanks her for the gift and asks about her birthday. She answers and asks if she should expect a gift. After that, she treats him to a chocolate bar and says that next year she will give him something else. The guy lies down on the desk, hiding his embarrassment. He collects his things and goes home, but they continue to ignore him on the way. But he remembers all the times Nagisa noticed him. The girl remembers when she became interested in a guy. Then she was looking at the school yearbook and noticed a photo in the corner. Later, she saw him in class. She wanted to talk to him, but she didn't get the chance. After changing seats, she finally sat down next to him. She considered it fate, after which his interest became even greater. In their first conversation, he was so shy, after which she decided to continue communicating with him.